The Ampertex research station was in chaos, with alarms blaring and smoke filling the rooms. The ventilation systems were destroyed, and warning messages flashed on every screen. The floor was littered with bodies and damaged equipment. The Amalga Union, formed by humans and advanced AI, was a small state without much influence. It didn't own a full star system, and even its outer planets were controlled by Gale Industries. Many corporations held more power than the Union itself. It wasn't involved in major trade routes or military alliances, making it insignificant on the interstellar stage. As piracy became a growing threat, the Amalga Union appealed to the USN for military aid. However, the USN only sent a single gunship to protect Gale Industries' assets, causing frustration among Union citizens. In response, the Union announced plans to build more battle-ready ships to combat piracy, but they didn't reveal how they would fund this endeavor. Ampertex, an arms manufacturer, was known for its questionable practices and lack of success. Despite receiving private funding, it struggled to compete with larger arms companies and couldn't sell to illegal dealers without risking legal consequences. In simple terms, Ampertex could only sell its weapons to unimportant countries that didn't have much influence on the global stage. These countries weren't involved in major trade routes or military alliances, so they didn't need a lot of weapons. Selling just a patrol vessel to one of these countries wouldn't make enough money to keep Ampertex running. The company had changed leaders and owners many times and was about to shut down. Then, near the end of Cycle C-121, just before Ampertex was set to close, they received a big order from a nearby quadrant. This small country couldn't pay for the weapons, but they offered Ampertex a place to conduct experiments and tests that no other country would allow. They also promised to provide a skilled workforce. It wasn't the best deal, but it was enough to keep Ampertex going for a while, and maybe even make it more successful in the future. With some funding from investors, Ampertex decided to accept the offer and change its focus. The leaders of the Amalga Union took a big risk by making this offer to Ampertex. Many citizens were upset, feeling like their leaders had betrayed them by making a deal with a failing company. They only had a short time before Ampertex started operating in their system, and people felt like their leaders had sold them out. Despite the uncertainty, some people believed that even from such a difficult situation, something great could still happen. The SFS Fullmast was a massive battle cruiser tasked with patrolling the edge of the divide, a huge scar in space caused by intelligent beings. Despite its size, it seemed tiny compared to the vastness of the divide. What was even stranger was the Silver Federation's insistence on closely monitoring the divide with battle cruisers on high alert. The USN, a powerful force formed by human and Desian states across 4 galaxies, was the undisputed authority on one side of the divide. However, they couldn't be everywhere, so they only intervened in quadrants where international law was needed, keeping a reserve force for emergencies. If a country or company wasn't deemed important enough, the USN didn't intervene, a decision often misunderstood by those affected. The Silver Federation, on the other hand, focused solely on making money. Founded after the fall of the Dominion, it became the wealthiest civilization in the universe. The Federation's oligarchs always found ways to profit from any situation, even the slipstream wars, which only added to their riches.